You'll get better and better with it because you'll learn to manage the different cooldowns and things like that. And when you first start playing it, there's so much going on. It's kind of like overwhelming to keep track of all the different things. But I can see if I play it more, I'll get used to it and it'll just be so good. Because right now, picking up the Diamond Lance just isn't a part of my muscle memory, and I usually forget to even do it. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for the commentary. The rest of the video will just be some strike gameplay with the two versions of the build. Like usual, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.
Please lad være, det var ikke engang.
These three items will hurt your brain. This is a rattleback. It's made from one piece of wood. There's nothing inside.
Wait, what?
Jeg skal starte en quest derinde.
It actually starts spinning the other way. It loves spinning this way.
Og jeg rent faktisk ud til Orbit. Vi skulle rent faktisk være der.
This
Huh?
is wonder wire. Basically two pieces of wire.
Kunne du så ikke bare have kigget mig i stedet, hvor jeg havde blevet på planeten?
Pull apart.
Jeg kigger der også.
The length
Nå,
never
det
changes
blev
on
jeg i
the
hvert
ends.
fald ikke.
So satisfying and yet frustrating at the same time. And this is a piggy bank that's an illusion. As you can see here, it looks like there's like a floating logo. But when you put the coin in, watch. The way this works, there's actually a mirror on the inside that's kind of diagonal like this. Like this video and subscribe for more. How tall is that? Okay, this is good. According to Google, yes. Okay, is this the legit answer? Because I know it. Or is this, do I fuck with it? Which one?
I think you should go for what you know.
Well, I'll go for what I know. Legit answer. Legit. Because I know you might know.
Hey! You haven't sold, though? I feel like I'm going good. No, go on, man.
Okay, I got it. 5'6". 5'5".
No,
5'4".
5'4". But in centimeters, what am I in centimeters?
Sådan 165.
I don't even know what the inches.
How tall am I?
Han er 5 fod 4 høj. Så han må være hvad? Sådan 160 centimeter høj.
Jo, det er omkring.
Okay, this is good. According to Google, yes.
How much?
This is what remains of Eventide, Clovis Bray's European colony, built to house those who came to build Exeter.
I went eat the hand with the phrase. It's just a number, right?
Just a number, right? Just a number, man. Come on, bro, do it to him. Show me you, bro.
I just want to add the
We'll
bug.
just have to take it away
Show
from
me
you.
you, brother.
Just sitting inside.
I tell him.
Tell me.
And the peas are...
Oh, no, you must be the bug.
Do it. Know the figure?
Around 2 million.
I'm sorry. Shopping hall. Bang! 2 million. Shopping hall. Alright, someone lend me a son.
How much have you,
As well as dummy heads, sculptors used the same idea to make full-size human figures, which may have been more successful in drawing out the attention of an enemy sniper, considering their size and realistic appearance. One trick by the Germans was to make a dummy of a wounded British soldier. The mannequin was dressed in a captured khaki uniform, and the head was bound in bandages. They were placed in no man's land, and a cord was used to raise the hand up and down. This was to encourage the enemy to attempt a rescue, sending them into an easy killing zone. On the final night of the evacuation of Gallipoli, British and Australian troops left behind mannequins, tricking the Ottomans into thinking they were still there and buying the Allies more time. Another more simple variant of decoys were cardboard cutout soldiers. The British Army Camouflage School in Kensington were one of the centers where these kinds of decoys were designed. Even though they had less realistic appearance, given their flattened shape, cardboard soldiers were still an effective way of deceiving an enemy. As well as dummy heads, sculptors used the same idea to make full-size human figures, which may have been more successful in drawing out the attention of an enemy sniper, considering their size and realistic appearance. One trick by the Germans was to make a dummy of a wounded British soldier. The mannequin was dressed in a captured khaki uniform, and the head was bound in bandages. They were placed in no man's land, and a cord was used.
Recently, where all my music got claimed, I don't know if you noticed it, but if you go to Victorania, you can see that it's been claimed by a company called Repos Network, and in parentheses, on behalf of PewDiePie. Nah. You can't just say it's on behalf of me. That's not just stealing, that's stealing and lying about it. I know I didn't claim that. I didn't tell anyone to do that. And the thing is, like, I even put in the description, feel free to use this track, it won't be claimed. Like, I want people to, oh god, yeah. I wanted people to, like, remix and do fun stuff with the song because I don't support this whole claim music thing. I think it's completely backwards. Like, I deliberately didn't go with a label with any of my music because I hate how they run stuff on YouTube. And it still fucks me so bad. Cool. I can't use my own music in my own videos anymore. That's awesome. The fuck is this? Recently, where all my music got claimed, I don't know if you noticed this, but if you go to...
This man lived for 82 years, and throughout his entire life, he never saw a woman. And no, while you may be thinking he must have been blind, he wasn't, which makes his story actually crazy. Born in 1856, Mihailo Tolodos had a very unfortunate start to his life after his mother died when he was just 4 hours old. Since nobody knew who his family was, a group of men took him and moved him to some monks at a monastery atop Mount Athos. But how did he never see any women? Well, women aren't allowed in Mount Athos, and haven't been for almost 1,000 years. Allah instated in 1056 banned women and animals from entering the mountain. Even today, women are not allowed within 500 meters of the coast. The law exists simply to ensure absolute celibacy, which is basically just abstaining from sexual activity for the monks. He was raised in the monastery and became a monk himself. He never ever left the mountain, and after 82 years of celibacy, he was given a special burial ceremony by the monks because they believed that he was the only man in the world to never see a woman. But the best part, this man lived for 82 years and...
This is close. She's ours now.
For centuries we have been bound by them. Servants to the so-called
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
We even built idols.
Why is the katana blade held by one pin? Surprisingly, the blade of the Japanese katana sword is connected to the handle with only one pin called Mikuki that is made from bamboo. Why didn't they use stronger material like metal, or just fully connect the blade and the handle? Interestingly, there was a time when metal pins were used. However, they soon realized that a strong impact would cause the blade to deform or the pin to get stuck. Bamboo, which is hard, flexible, and very easy to obtain in Japan, was the best material for it. During the Sengoku era, it is believed that the samurai always carried a few extra Mikugi pins that they made themselves. But why did they just stick the blade to the handle permanently? It is because if you perform maintenance on the katana, you must remove the handle and all the ornaments to do so. The katana were originally items dedicated to God, and carrying them with you meant you are a noble warrior. From the centuries-old katana still in beautiful condition, you can understand how important the katana swords were for Japanese people. Why is the katana blade held by one pin? Surprisingly, the blade of the Japanese katana sword is connected to the handle with only one pin called Mikugi that is made from bamboo. Why didn't they use stronger material like metal, or just fully connect the blade and the handle? Interestingly, there was a time when metal pins were used. However, they soon realized that a strong impact would cause the blade to deform or the pin to get stuck.
Hey, mit skib er der. Fuck det sejt.
And very easy to obtain in Japan was the best material for it.
During the
Ser du med?
era, it is believed the samurai always
Hvad?
carried a
Nå,
Ser du med?
jeg havde glemt det.
pens that they made.
Nå, okay.
What's the biggest red flag you've seen in a job
Det er
interview?
simpelthen...
I showed up 10 minutes early in my best suit. They sat me in a room and put on Mighty Joe Young. Over the next 45 minutes, about 20 other people shuffled in for what was apparently a group interview. I was comically overdressed. The owner was an hour late. Upon entry, he didn't ask, but rather told us to smile. The job was supposedly a sales position that also required setting up and breaking down presentations. In reality, it was two girls in a small car going door to door and asking to do presentations of a product in rich neighborhoods. Once someone accepted, I and 4 others were to show up in a van, which was to be roaming the neighborhood, and the girls would leave to set up more presentations. It was the skeeziest operation I have ever seen. Owner was very adamant about rushing right in so they didn't have a chance to change their mind. I was 18 and naive, but I still managed to call them out on their massive red flag by day 2. And for all of you saying Kirby, it was Kirby. What's the biggest red flag you've seen in a job interview? I showed up 10 minutes early and...
Hvad sagde du derinde?
Jeg vil også have Healing Confusion.
Well, this guy was
Det får du
failing out
aldrig.
of school, but he promised his mother he would take a test called the SAT. Well, this guy takes it. He's bombing. He's failing out of school. He doesn't expect anything. Well, he gets a 1480 out of 1600. He gets the score, and his mother says, "Did you cheat?" Right? She knows her son, and he said, "I swear to God, I tried to cheat, but the way the numbers were and the scantrons and the bubbles, you couldn't cheat." So she says, "You mean to tell me you really got that score?" He said, "Yeah, I got the score." He realizes he's smart, and he's going into his senior year. He says, "I'm going to go to class." Now he starts to go to class. He doesn't hang out with who he did when he didn't go to class. But he graduates, goes to a community college, and becomes this massively successful magazine entrepreneur. Well, the guy was always smart. He just needed a standardized test to unlock it. My dad said, "No, that's not the story. This is what I want you to understand." He said, 12 years after all this guy's success, he gets a letter in the mail. The year he took the test, he was one of 13 people sent the wrong SAT score. His actual score was a 740 out of 16. This guy was failing out of high school, but he promised his mother he would take a test called the SAT. Well, this guy takes it. He's bombing. He's failing out of school. He doesn't expect anything. Well, he gets a 1480 out of 1600. He gets the score, and his mother says, "Did you cheat?" Right? She knows her son, and he said, "I swear to God, I tried to cheat, but the way the numbers..."
I trapped my best friend Ricer Cook in this impossible bedrock prison. This prison is 4.5 blocks tall, and these slabs are completely unbreakable. In the prison, there's a furnace with a coal inside, a chest with these items inside, and a crafting table. That's all you get, nothing else. I told Ricer Cook if he could escape this prison, I'll get him bubble tea the next time we meet. But if he gives up, he has to learn the fancy choreography from twice. He accepted the challenge. The first thing Ricer Cook did after some thinking was get all the items in the chest. After some thinking, Ricer Cook stacked up with a chest and a crafting table, but realized that he could not escape. Then the biggest plot twist happened. He managed to escape the prison. What you first have to do was collect everything.
Nå, Daniel, er du klar?
Var du allerede færdig?
Nå, nej. Jo.
You answered. We've kept you waiting long enough. Come to us. Salvation awaits. The light believes you thankless. Nothing more than a soldier asked again
Jeg hørte en Sparrow så hurtigt.
So we want to thank you with a
Det er den bare.
to help you finally take control.
Men er det sådan en bestemt quest, man skal klare for at unlock stasis, eller hvad?
Mhm. Selvfølgelig er det Hunteren, der flyver på den måde, der bare flyver rundt, ikke? Den ability fik jeg aldrig. Jeg vil have det der Ghost Letteren. Det der oppe i venstre, Ghost Letter, vil jeg rigtig gerne have.
Hunteren, der flyver på den måde, der bare flyver.
Så det der fucking syg Ghost.
Jeg så det godt.
Det vil jeg rigtig gerne have.
Jeg kan ikke ramme noget med min snowboard.
I know. I owe you an
Og
explanation.
kæft så, jeg har ikke tid. Det gik næsten godt.
Even out of sight, I can still feel the pyramid watching us. Like we're its prey.
Synes du, det er unfair, at jeg er så hurtig på min Sparrow?
Ja.
I'm picking up a fallen transmission. It's Aramis.
Attention all pawns of the once great machine. Did you know that before it doomed your kind, it did the same to mine? You are not special. Just the plaything of a
Så Daniel, er du klar til at se mig løbe rundt med stasis powers, imens jeg bruger Icarus Dash?
Ja.
The dankness beckons. Oh yeah. Yeet. Yeet. Yeet.
Men prøv lige at zoome med din DMT.
Yeet. 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 Yeet.
okay, baby?
Fuck det der, mand. Jeg kan sgu da ikke slippe et super nu.
Har du bare for evigt super, eller hvad?
Ja, and not just that. Jeg har også Icarus Dash inde i mit super. Jeg har Solar Super og Stasis Super på samme tid, Daniel.
Ja, jeg tager med.
Tager du med, Daniel?
Ja.
Hvor skal du hen?
Ned og træne.
Nej, du skal ikke. Hallo? Efterlader du mig?
Det tror jeg.
Kommer du på bagefter igen?
Måske ikke.
Det kan jeg ikke bruge til det skid derinde.
Det er en strøm, Søren.
Hvad kan du så bruge lidt til?
Fuck det der, det gider jeg ikke.
So, we can use stasis to unlock these latches after all. Let's look inside, see if we can find anything useful.
Nope, not a thing. Så skal der. Hvad nu?
Ja, hallo?
Ja,
Er du okay derhjemme?
nej, huset er brændt ned, og Ludvig er stukket af, og alt muligt.
Har jeg styr på Jens?
Okay, så det der med Ludvig er stukket af, og huset er brændt ned, det var du ligeglad med?
Jeg tænker, det er jo garanteret gas. Jeg kan stadig se, at huset står
Ja, Sebastian.
Okay.
Men der er noget med Enzo. Var Enzo stukket af?
Enzo? Er du stukket af?
Jeg har 9
Nej, der er han, jeg fandt ham.
Det er godt, stort. Men så er der stor et. Det er godt, tak.
Ja, okay. Nå, men jeg smutter igen så. Nå, hey, lige en ting, hurtigt. Hej. Skal du også med ind? Kom her. Skal du med?
Who's more likely to suck a dick for $1 million? Yes. Or suck? You know, I gotta go. Who looks the best naked? No! Who watches the most porn? Talking like me a few years ago, probably. But hey, who's more likely to be a drama queen?
Can it be?
Yeah. What? What? He picks himself and then he goes, what? Who's more likely?
Does corruption spread so quickly? Or
Who's more likely
with her
to
own
kiss
weapon?
another man? What? What are you trying to tell me?
Even your own family thought you were gay for a while.
Hey! Who's more likely to have a sex change? Damn it. Why do I eat that? Who's more likely to suck?
This is the best MDN request I've ever received. All the comments are so cute and nice. Run, Toshi, run, run. And then he just goes, blow me. And he says, you have to believe me. Pokimane was playing Minecraft and ran up this building while a monster was chasing her. She said, oh my god, it's below me. and it sounded an awful lot like blow me. When she said it in 0.5 seconds, I said blow me, lol, because it sounded funny. As you can see from my previous chat logs, I'm very much a mindless Twitch chatter. This is my first offense. I was not trying to make sexual advances towards Husband. I apologize for how it came across. This is the most perfect, beautiful, eloquent, and sweet unbanned request I've ever received. I welcome you back into my chat with open arms. This is the best unbanned request.
Now help me out. Come in. Come on, Phil. Got one. Bitch. Give me that sniper rifle. Oh, wait. Hey, bro, somebody behind me, killer. Oh, it's around. White. Hold on. Man, I got shot for the rap his ass. I got shot for the other side. Come on. So you know scope you too. Wow. Gotcha, bitch. Now help me out.
Nej, Enzo. Enzo, fuck hvor du larmer, mand. Shut the fuck up. Enzo, shut the fuck up, bitch. Enzo, du er en rigtig bitch boy, hvis du ikke holder din kæft nu. Hvis du var sådan en lille taber. Imagine at være bange for et lille fucking kanonslag. Slap nu af, mand. Enzo, kom her. Kom her. Enzo, hvis det skræmmer dig så meget, så kom her til mig. Kom her. Kom her. Hallo. Rolig. Rolig, ven. Nej. Enzo, det hjælper ikke at gå ud og gøre det. Kom her. Enzo, you're shaking in the boots. Kom her. Shaking in your boots, siger jeg dig. Mwah. Tag det med ro, ven. Ikke også? Jamen, jeg ved det godt. Ja, og Ludvig, han er også hjernedød, jeg ved det. Det går ikke så godt for jer. Det skal nok gå. Ja, hey, skal du ud til Ludvig? Kan du love mig, du ikke gør? Der er altså et eller andet galt med jer to. Kan I ikke lade være med at gø så meget? Også dig, Enzo. Også dig! Så! Eller jeg tæsker dig! Jeg jumper dig, Enzo. Det er det kraft af mit løfte.
Hey, Jake, I do my interviews a little differently than most. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I'd like you to answer the questions as quick as possible. How old are you?
28.
Your underwear. What size?
They're a 2X. I'm a big guy.
You know how much money I make?
I kind of just met
Have you ever had a finger stuck in your ass during sex? Have you ever had a finger stuck in your ass during sex?
No, I have not. You don't know what you're missing.
I got one last question for you, Jake. I ask this of all my employees. I need an honest answer. I need it fast. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this picture of my wife?
You want me to rate that from here?
Dick, you have a dick in your mouth? Speak up. 1 to 10, rate my wife.
It's hard to see.
Open your eyes. Scale 1 to 10. How would you rate my wife? 1 to 10.
8.
Would you bang my wife?
What?
Would you fuck my wife?
No,
would you
fuck your wife?
I like you. And I don't like you. I'll let you know. Hey, Jake, I do my interviews a little differently than most. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I'd like you to answer the questions as quick as possible. How old are you?
28 years old.
What size is your underwear? What size?
They're a 2X. I'm a big guy.
You know how much money I make?
I kind of just met
Have you ever had a finger stuck in your ass during sex? Have you ever had a finger stuck in your ass?
Why can we eat raw eggs in Japan? In many countries, people don't eat their eggs raw because there's a high chance that the eggs are contaminated with salmonella, which has caused food poisoning. In Japan, however, there is a culture in which not only eggs, but various other foods are eaten raw. In order to protect this food culture, there is a world-class hygiene management system in place. First of all, from the stage of hatching, their chicks are fed only highly safe diets which are specified by the law. Next, eggs are washed, inspected, and sorted following strict quality standards before being packaged in containers with little or no human contact and sold in stores under complete hygiene control. Without this multi-step process, eggs in Japan cannot make it to the store shelves. I
I myself grew up eating my favorite, raw egg on rice, almost every day since I was a child. But I had never had any food poisoning before. Why can we eat raw eggs in Japan? There's been a lot of controversy surrounding the usage of the N-word in this movie, and
no, nobody, none. The word would be, why not? Have you ever said it? Try it. Try it.
Really? Seriously?
We're not going to have this conversation unless you say it. You want to move on to another question?
Okay. Awesome. I don't want to say it.
Come on.
Will you say it?
Oh, fuck no. That's not the same thing.
Why do you want me to
They're
say it?
going to bleep it when you say it on your show. Say it.
Okay, I can't say it. If I say it, this question it won't make air.
Okay, forget it.
Okay, I'll skip it. Sorry, guys. It was a good question.
No, it wasn't.
It was a great question.
It wasn't a great question if you can't say the word.
There's been a lot of controversy surrounding the usage of the N-word in this movie, and
no, nobody, none. The word would be.
Oh, I don't want to say it.
Why not?
I don't like to say it.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
You seriously need to shut up more. Let me explain. After having saved his city multiple times, a man named Coriolanus became one of the greatest military heroes of ancient Rome. He spent most of his time on the battlefield, so no one really had the chance to get to know him personally. This made him appear as a mysterious but legendary figure. Coriolanus knew this legendary reputation he had. He decided to run for election. His first speech was merely a display of his battle scars, and it moved the crowd so much that it brought them to tears. Word spread, and he quickly became the most popular candidate for the position. He was fully set to win. On the polling day, he arrived with his wealthy friends by his side. People who saw this were disturbed at his show of confidence. He did another speech, making jokes that only appealed to his wealthy friends, and claiming certain victory. He made more speeches like this, and went from being the most popular candidate to the least, and ended up being banished from Rome. Had he said less, the people would never have had cause to be offended by him, and he probably would have won. So you seriously need to shut up more. Let me explain.
These are the top 3 reasons it's time to allow beards in the Army. Reason number 3 is that almost all of our coalition partners allow beards. We're talking the British, freaking Canada, and even the Germans. Look at this guy. I wouldn't fight this guy. And then there's us. Just a bunch of Daniel Radcliffe, Justin Bieber looking. Beards aren't unprofessional. Beards project power and strength. Let me get a piece of that. Reason number 2 is that we pretty much debunked the whole, you can't sew your gas mask with a beard. Look, even if that's true, most of us only go to the gas chamber once in our entire career, at the very beginning. And even if you want to be that one unit that's like, nah, fam, we're going to go at least once a year and certify, that's fine. I'll shave it. We'll do our thing at the gas chamber, and then let me grow it back. Nope, Chief, you should be ready to fight at all times. Let's fight right now! The last reason I have is kind of selfish, but I just look damn good with a beard. I can't have such my eyebrows. I need more! These are the top 3 reasons it's time to allow beards in the Army. Reason number 3 is that almost all of our coalition partners allow beards. We're talking the British, freaking Canada, and even the Germans. Look at this guy. I wouldn't fight this guy. And then there's us. Just a bunch of Daniel Radcliffe, Justin Bieber looking. Beards aren't unprofessional. Beards project power and strength. Let me get a piece of that. Reason number 2 is that we pretty much debunked the whole, you can't sew your gas mask with a beard. Look, even if that's true, most of us only go to the gas chamber once in our entire career, at the very beginning. And even if you want to be that one unit that's like, nah, fam, we're going to go at least once a year and certify, that's fine. I'll shave it. We'll do our thing at the gas chamber, and then let me grow it back. Nope, Chief, you should be ready to fight at all times. Let's fight right now! The last reason I have is kind of selfish, but I just look damn good with a beard. I can't have...
Ik mag even een rotation. Rotation. Ja, det är fine. I think I want this. Okay. Pocket rotation. Rotation.
Oh crap, I have to go watch this. Okay. Rocket rotation. Oh crap, I have to go watch this. Okay. Rocket rotation.
Hi, just the Coke, please.
Wonderful. That will be 225, please.
225.
225.
But the sign says 2.
Yeah.
So it's 2 euros.
Yeah, 225.
I thought you guys didn't do sales taxes.
No, you're not monsters anymore. The 25 cents is for fun.
Fun?
Fun.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
This housing man deposed.
I have to put a deposit down for a soda?
You will get it back when you return the bottle.
I have to come back and return it?
Of course.
Listen, I'm only here for a short time. I don't want to really run around with a bottle. Can you just waive the deposit?
Sir, I promise you Germans do not wait. Leave the deposits, no hand one another.
Just keep the deposit, I'll toss the bottle.
Not recycling comes with a head.
Oh, put it in a recycling bin.
Do you have a recycling permit?
Are you kidding me?
Sir, the paperwork must always be in order. Are you going to apply with the local authorities when they open up again tomorrow? And that will be between 6 and 6:30 a.m.
Fine! Just keep the Coke then!
Och, die Army ist immer so umständlich.
Hi, just the Coke.
This man was officially declared a dwarf when he was 18. Yes, this man, who's nearly 8 feet tall, wasn't even over 5 feet tall when he was 18. How, you ask? Well, it's complicated, but he's literally the only person in history to have lived as a dwarf and a giant in one lifetime. Let me explain. Born in 1899, Adam Rayner had two very average-sized parents, and when he turned 18, he tried to enlist in the army. He was denied, as at a height of 4 feet 8, he was deemed too short to be enrolled, and was officially declared a dwarf. So how did he go from being a dwarf to being one of the tallest people ever? Well, when he was 21, he started dramatically growing. Over just 10 years, he grew from being 4'9" to a whopping 7'1", and his shoe size doubled over just 3 years. This happened because doctors discovered he had a tumor on his pituitary gland, which led to an overproduction of growth hormones in his body, which also caused his appearance. At the young age of 51 years old, Adam Rayner died at an insane 7'10". This man was officially declared a dwarf when he was 18. Yes, this
$100,000.
$100,000 to Miss King. I hear one. $100,000 and $1. Actually, Sway, the bidding amounts are
$200,000.
Fine, we have $200,000. $200,000 and $1.
Bet you let someone else have some fun.
Oh, sure, no problem. I'm sorry.
$300,000.
Very well. $300,000 and 1 cent.
$500,000. Now back off, you little brat.
Wow, Keen. That's a lot of money for someone like you.
$2 million. Sold to Mr. Bruce Wayne.
$100,000.
What does she want? What does she want?
$100,000 to Miss King. Do I hear one? 100.
Were there any left-handed samurai? If samurai had their katana on their left or right wrist randomly, they might accidentally hit and damage their sheaths with others as they both pass by. Because in Japan, we walk and drive on the left side of the road, samurai were all forced to be right-handed and to keep their katana on their left waist to avoid trouble. However, there are some samurai who could have been left-handed, according to historical records. Pictures of that. Miyamoto Musashi, one of the most well-known swordsmen in Japanese history, who wrote Kunin-no-Sho, the book of five books. Taito Hajime, the captain of the 3rd Squad of Shinsengumi, who is called the Invincible Sword. The reason why there are no accurate records is because being left-handed was considered a physical dysfunction. However, in terms of swinging katana, your left hand gives the swinging power, and your right hand controls the blade. So once you get used to it, left-handed people actually have a big advantage. Were there any left-handed samurai? If samurai had their katana on their left or right wrist randomly, they might accidentally hit and damage their shoes with others as they both pass by. Because in Japan, if you walk and drive on the left side of the road, samurai were all forced to be right-handed and to keep their katana on their left waist to avoid trouble. However, there are some samurai who could have been left-handed, according to historical records and pictures of that. Yamamoto Musashi, one of the most well-known swordsmen in Japanese history, who wrote Onin no Sho, the Book of Five Lists. Taito Hajime, the captain of the first squad of Shinsegaru, was called the Invincible Sword. The reason why there are no accurate records is because the left-handed was considered a physical function. However, in terms of swinging katana, your left hand gives the swinging power, and your right hand controls the blade. So once you get used to it, left-handed people actually have a big advantage. Were there any left-handed samurai? If samurai had their katana on their left or right?
What high school conspiracy turned out to be true at your school? One of the teachers at my kid's school, theater/choir, has been married to a much younger woman. Hey, no big, this happens all the time. So they apparently celebrate not just their wedding anniversary, but also the day they met. It is some word based off anniversary, but I don't remember at the moment. So it was hitting their 25th year together. He was having a big celebration, asked me to run off flyers, make some signs, etc. As I'm doing so, my math brain is ticking. I thought she just turned 40 recently. She was at the building dropping off stuff for the choir, and I asked her, hey, I'm about to make copies. Can you just check for typos before I run off 100 of them? She looked at them and her face just fell. She said not to bother. She'll handle it. I asked about the signs I was making and she just looked defeated. She was trying to come up with a way to say no without being suspicious, but then she just looked at me and said please don't. For me, please don't, and we left it at that. He apparently was going to surprise her. She didn't even know it was going to be a public thing, and he also seemed to forget that they first met before she even turned 15. No big celebration was had. It all just went quiet after. What high school conspiracy turned out to be true?
One thing they need to look at, in my humble opinion, is their matchmaking process. Because I don't know who, thinks what's going on here is good as far as, playing a lot of Destiny, a lot of PvP, but the matchmaking is terrible. It's so lopsided, generally speaking. You either roll teams and roll kids, or you get rolled out. I think they need to kind of figure out what they're doing here in regards to that. I also don't understand why Pugs is control and not class. It doesn't make sense to me. One thing they need to look at, in my humble opinion, is their matchmaking.
We have watched this droplet for 91 years, but no one has seen it happen. This is the pitch drop experiment. After 91 years, it is the longest-running scientific experiment in the world. Back in 1927, Dr. Thomas Parnell melted some tar. He poured this into a sealed funnel and let it cool for 3 years. He then sliced the funnel seal and waited for it to drip. He wanted to show that a solid material can actually be viscous. Over the years, many people have waited to try and witness this solid material drip. Over 91 years, there have been 8 drops, but no one has seen it happen. On the most recent drop, a scientist was watching it but went out to get a coffee. But when they came back, the droplet had already dropped. We have watched this droplet for 91 years, but no one has seen it happen. This is the pitch drop experiment. After 91 years,
How is Octane alive? Octane is addicted to stims and does them all the time, and they're not good for him. Octane's stims were in Titanfall and weren't even meant for humans. They were used by simulacrums to boost their movement speed. There's even a line in Titanfall where a soldier put a little bit in his coffee and couldn't sleep for a week.
Yeah, one time I put 2 drops of stim in my coffee, couldn't sleep for a week.
So, how is Octane not OD'd yet? Well, if you look at Octane's back, you can see there's tubes in a box. It's a portable dialysis machine, which is basically an extra kidney. If you've never taken anatomy, your kidney does a lot for you, like cleaning your blood, which is important if you like living. So when Octane shoots stims into his blood, like other drugs, they go to your kidneys to be clean, but they they got so much chemicals and bad stuff, the kidney's muscle fibers break down and are like,
what the fuck, yo, man?
Releasing all the bad blood into the good blood, killing you. So the dialysis machine is saving Octane, and if he tried to stim without it, his kidneys would probably fail and kill him. But that leads me to the question, how is Octane alive? Octane is a...
When the doctor comes up and he says, oh my, I can't believe these arteries are in that young body. Got my attention. We walk back in and sit down. He could still go, you need Crestor, eat clean, get out of here. Is that what an average doctor does, right? No. He goes, let me ask you a question. I heard your wife's pregnant. I said, I have a son. And he said, do you want to be there when he graduates from high school? I said, yes, sir, yeah. He goes, your wife's pregnant. What do you have? I said, a daughter. Would you like to walk her down the aisle on her wedding day, or are you okay that it's some other man? I went, what the f*** is on this scan, right? Like, and he goes, I want to be very clear with you. You keep going down the road you're going. There'll be some other man with your son at graduation high school, and a stranger's walking your daughter down the aisle. She's not even born yet on her wedding day. But if you do exactly what I tell you to do, you'll be there. And so to this day, brother, there are mornings when I wake up. Not every morning. I don't want to go to the gym. I go, Bella's wedding. Bella's wedding. Bella's wedding. So my standards are high because of my big old reasons. The doctor comes up and he says, oh my, I can't believe these arteries are in that young body. Got my attention. We walk back in and sit down. He could still go, you need Crestor, eat clean, get out of here. Is that what an average doctor does, right? No. He goes, let me ask you a question. I heard your wife's pregnant. I said, yeah, I have a son. And he says, do you want to be there when he graduates from high school? I said, yes, sir, yeah. He goes, your wife's pregnant. What do you have? I said, a daughter. Would you like to walk her down the aisle on her wedding day, or are you okay that it's some other man? I went, what the f*** is on this scan, right? Like, and he goes, I want to be very clear with you. You keep going down the road you're going. There'll be some other man with your son at graduation high school, and a stranger's walking your daughter down the aisle. She's not even born yet on her wedding day. But if you do exactly what I tell you to do, you'll be there. And so to this day, brother, there are mornings.
It's really humiliating to be sick and a cook 24 hours a day, and people just look at you like you're some kind of little bum. I go fill out applications for a job and stuff. They look at me, you know, I'm not looking presentable. And then they, well, we'll call you, leave a number. But how can I leave a number when I don't have a phone? And I have had people walk past me and say, get a job, bum. And I said, wait a minute, I'm not a bum. I'm a human being. After the end of the day, when people...
What is something you absolutely hate, but not many people do? Olives. Can't stand them. Drinking alcoholic beverages. Aside from the colorations and fancy labels, I really don't see the point of it. It tastes like crap, and it makes you do all sorts of stupid shit if you don't moderate yourself. I'd rather not lose control of my actions or waste the money. I'll be the double D anytime my friends want to get shit-faced. Watermelon. What is something you absolutely hate, but not many people do? Olives. Think if I put my thumb out and ask for help, someone's going to give it to me. And with that, I got to see the world for free. I got to go everywhere. And like, I'm in the car right now with a complete stranger. Anything could happen. And the first hour is always small talk. How long you been on the road? What you do? You know, it's all that kind of stuff. Something switches when they know the ride's about, like I'm about to get out or whatever. I'm never going to see this guy again. I'm never going to see this guy again. So now we've been talking about news, sports, and weather for an hour. Last 10 minutes, I fucked my sister when I was 12. Everything comes out. So I've heard, think about how many rides.
How old was he?
He was 12.
How old was his sister?
I don't know. I mean, everything. Drugs, incest. You know, I killed somebody. Like, murder. Murder confessions. A guy confessed to me that he was thinking of raping when I stayed at his house. Oh, jeez. I think if I put my thumb out and ask for help, someone's going to give it to me. And with that, I got to see the world for free. I got to go everywhere. And like, I'm in the car right now with a complete stranger. Anything could happen. And the first hour is always
Small talk. How long you been on the road? What would you do? You know, it's all that kind of stuff. Something switches when they know the ride's about.
Hey neighbor, got a lot of rain last night. Yeah, I went ahead and fixed your downspout. I don't want you getting any water in your basement. Looks like you got a dead branch over there. Yes, I do. I'll take care of that for you. Seriously, don't worry about it. No, I insist. Did you see your perennials are coming in? I didn't plant those. Because I did. They call me old green thumb. You remember that $30 I borrowed from you 3 years ago? Yeah, you still haven't paid me back. That's because I invested it in Bitcoin and GameStop. Put it in the college account for your kids. You, my friend, are up 20,000%. You mean that college account that I emptied to buy you a new Chevy? What new Chevy? Holy smokes. Well, I better get back to my house. Well, you're going the wrong way. Huh? Yeah, we were thinking about downsizing, but I figure why waste time selling it when I can just give it to you? Why would you be downsizing? Gina's expecting. Gina's not expecting. I got the old snip. I know you wanted another kid, so Gina asked me to make it happen. You son of a... Hey, whoa! I got a cousin who works for the adoption agency. Oh. What'd you think I meant? Oh, yeah, no. I just saw another dead branch over here. I'm gonna go trim that for you. Hey neighbor, got a lot of rain last night. Yeah, I went ahead and fixed your downspout. I don't want you getting any water in your basement. Looks like you got...
Right now, I'm throwing plastic in the ocean and murdering fish. I'm doing this because I care about the environment. Seriously, I'm not joking. Commercial fishing boats have an average bycatch rate of around 40%. Their boats drag giant nets, scooping up every living thing in their path. It's pretty efficient and pretty fucked up. When I go out to catch fish, I choose exactly the fish that I want to eat, shoot it with my spear gun, and put it out of its misery as quickly as possible. Although, every once in a while, I do also have some bycatch. I train freediving all the time to be able to do this effectively, and it's extremely rewarding to work hard for your food like this. And don't worry, this plastic thing that I'm throwing around is actually used to attract fish. It sinks slowly, and I always grab it before it gets too deep. And regarding the fish, all of them are eaten. And speaking of eating fish, a lot of spear fishermen and women are actually vegan, except for the fish that they catch. And as for me, I'm pretty much vegan as well, except for the fish that I catch. And hamburgers, chicken wings, lamb chops, McDonald's, bacon, pork, turkey, sushi, sausages, and steak. Right now, I'm
Jack Harlow doing what Travis Scott should have done at his concert.
Hold on, baby. Get him up there. Here he comes. Was this the guy that was on the wheelchair? Come on, fucking pick him up.
Aramis's presence on Europa is not happenstance. Temptation set the wheels in motion, but obsession propelled her here.
Yeah, let's get some medical attention over there.
Guardian, this feels wrong.
Jack Harlow doing what Travis Scott should have done at his concert.
If you need me, I'm here.
Hold on, baby. When does the comedy start? What's your name, sir? Like shoe rack, you're called rack. It's one of the things. If you don't think the comedy started, you're right. And if you think that comedy has died, you're right. And if the show's not for you, it's not for you. I feel bad if you paid all this money to come and see me and you don't think it's funny. You've had a disaster. But I suppose, Rack, you have learned a valuable lesson. You've learned life's not fair. You pay your money, you take your chance. Sometimes it's a good show, sometimes it's not for you. But I'll give you another example, Rack, so you haven't had a wasted evening, at least you've learned something. Another example of how unfair, Rack, our society is. Let's say if a man, you're right, sir, let's say if a man sleeps with loads and loads of women. What is he? He's a stud, he's a player, he's admired in our society. That isn't an opinion, that's fact. If a guy sleeps with loads of women, he's a player, he's a stud, he's admired. But if a woman sleeps with loads and loads of men, she's called that mum. When does the comedy start? What's your name, sir?
Picking up another transmission from Aramis.
Like shoe rack, you're called rack. It's one of the things. If you don't think the comedy started, you're right. And if you think that comedy has died, you're right. And if the show's not for you, it's not for you. I feel bad if you paid all this money to come and see me and you don't think it's funny.
Frank has a sledgehammer. Don't hold back. The regular truck door. Go, do it.
As always, they eagerly seek to eradicate
hit it a couple times. You want to hit it again? All right. Now hit the side of truck. Same thing. Hit it harder. So if you think about like a truck, you want a truck that's tough. You want a truck that's really tough, not fake tough. You want a truck you can take a sledgehammer to. Truck that won't scratch, doesn't bend. What else can we do with this truck? What if we shot it? Let's shoot it. Okay. OSHA. I mean, come on. That's a 9mm bullet shot at the door. We're in California, unfortunately. The 9mm, it is literally bulletproof to a 9mm handgun. That's how strong the skin is. Front has a sledgehammer. You crossed the line now. You crossed the line. The line. Easy, my boy! Thought they took your boy, didn't they? Yeah? You got your boy. Come on, cut the line, the master Christ will cross. How many souls, yeah, have you cut, killed, murdered, fucking butchered, innocent and guilty? Didn't say the fuck, yeah, let's go. Shut my mate! Fucking stand there. You, judging me, stand there and talk to me about crossing some fucking line. If you pull that trigger, once you pull that trigger for a fucking honourable reason, like an honourable man, not like some fucking stupidity that does not understand the wicked way of our world, mate. It's an honour to be at a roast hosted by Shaq's Dick. Wow, Ludacris and Snoop Dogg are here. If I was 38, I'd be freaking out right now. You might know Ludacris from your mom's That's What I Call Music CD. Come on, let's hear it for Shaq. Thanks for being here and taking a break from throwing barrels at Super Mario. Please believe me, Shaq has shattered 8 backboards and 79 cervixes. Snoop's son just got accepted to play Division I college football. Yeah. So Snoop Dogg found out he has a son. And now speaking of someone who probably doesn't know he has a son, Justin Bieber. Yeah. Justin, you know, I lost my dad on 9/11, and I always regretted growing up without a dad. Until I met your dad, Justin. Now I'm glad mine's dead. It's an honor to be at a roast hosted by Shaq's Dick. Wow, Ludacris and Snoop Dogg are here. If I was 38, I'd be freaking out right now. You might know Ludacris from your mom's That's What I Call Music CD. Come on, let's... Second oldest trick in sleight of hand. You know, this is pretty academic stuff, considering I have an ex-wife that made my entire house disappear. I was once top 1% youngest person in the world. Probably short-lived.
So are you.
Some of them are. Give me your best pickup lines. I shall use them on my crush. Get in the van. Sweet cat just realized its owner is pregnant. Are you gonna sell them like you sold mine? Man, I saved your life.
I may not
Snake.
be able to help.
No,
but I'll
you
do what
ruined
I
my
can.
death. That's what you did. Has anyone tried watching Shang-Chi on Disney Plus and it not being in English? That is only the beginning of the movie. Second oldest trick in sleight of hand.
And from the looks of it, it seems like Wu is actually pretty nervous about the stunt. And normally when you watch Wu's videos, he doesn't seem nervous at all, even leading up to his stunt. But this one just seemed different. And so after, again, wiping down this ledge as much as he possibly could, he gets himself ready, lowers himself onto his arms, he lets his legs drop over the edge of the building, and then he goes to full extension. And from there, he does 2 complete pull-ups, and then after the second pull-up, he begins to try to pull himself back up to safety. But he's fatigued, and he can't quite get himself up over the edge. He starts to use his feet to try to use the glass to push himself back up, but he can't get a grip. And for the next 15 seconds...
You are different. Perhaps there is hope. Praxis. He is the visionary mind behind Aramis's technology. He wrings power from the darkness. It's...
Why, Elon Musk hates our education system.
But
Just
Derek
as Elon
was
Musk
not
is no
privy
ordinary
to his
inventor and businessman, he is
his
also no ordinary parent. He takes the education of children very seriously. In fact, he completely hates how our education system is designed. In an interview with a Chinese television network, Elon Musk explained why he removed his children from a prestigious private school in Los Angeles. Regular schools weren't doing the things that I thought should be done. Musk was critical of the conventional education system. According to him, teachers were not doing a good job explaining to young kids why a particular subject was essential and what its applications were. In his words, they had taught a mathematical formula without explaining why that formula is important. In typical Elon fashion, he took it upon himself to fix the problem and started Ad Astra, a new type of school for his children. This is where Elon Musk's kids and kids of other Tesla and SpaceX employees got education for a while. Why Elon Musk hates our education system. Just as Elon Musk is no ordinary inventor and businessman, he is also no ordinary parent. He takes the education of children very seriously. In fact, he completely hates how our education system is designed. In an interview with a Chinese television network, Elon Musk explained why he removed his children from a prestigious private school in Los Angeles. Regular schools weren't doing the things that I thought should be done. Musk was critical of the conventional education system. According to him, teachers were not doing a good job explaining to young kids why a particular subject was essential and what its applications were. In his words, they had taught a mathematical formula without explaining why that formula is important. In typical Elon fashion, he took it upon himself to fix the problem and started Ad Astra, a new type of school for his children. This is where Elon Musk's kids and kids of other Tesla and SpaceX employees got education for a while. Why Elon Musk hates our education system. Just as Elon Musk is no ordinary inventor and businessman, he is also no ordinary parent. He takes the education of children.
Recently, I compared rotating $62 German Stahlglas with Chinese knockoff that cost 10 times less. Turned it wasn't even close. But one of my awesome Instagram followers sent a DM and pointed out that another store has a lot better glass that actually works. I ordered right away and it just arrived. Well, that is truly impressive. This glass is not even close to the one I ordered before. And the funny thing is, it costs less than $4. It rotates perfectly without moving. I was really impressed. I tried it with different shapes of ice, and also with Spirit it works flawlessly. This glass is 350 milliliters, so it's smaller than the original Starks glass, but other than that, it's almost the same when it comes to design and quality. I'm not saying that you should get a glass from China, but consider that for the price of one Starks glass, you can buy 17 almost the same glasses. Recently, I compared rotating $62 German Starks glass with Chinese knockoff that cost 10 times less. Turned it wasn't even close, but one of my awesome Instagram followers sent a DM and put
rush into this high school in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I wanted to use the bathroom, but I didn't want to use the regular boys' bathroom because the boys' bathroom smelled like smoke and all the other fun stuff. So I go into the teacher's lounge, and a teacher comes in. His name is Jody Slick. He says, "Hey, you can't be in here." I kind of pause. I'll leave when I'm done. And I continued washing my hands. And I kind of just looked at him. I walked by. He looked at me, didn't say a word, but he was fuming. I went home that night, and I felt bad. I just felt bad. Very next day, I found him. I said, I just want to apologize for how I acted yesterday, and I'm sorry. And I stuck my hand out, and he looked at my hand, and shook my hand. I'll never forget that chick. He wouldn't let go. So I want you to do something with it. Listen, why don't you come out and play football? He looked past that BS. He said, I believe in you. I want to turn you around. Fresh into this high school in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I wanted to use the bathroom, but I didn't want to use the regular boys' bathroom because...
Life hacks! You know what? I've actually seen some pretty unique life hack and 5-minute craft videos on this app. I won't lie. So, I guess...
It went wrong. And the minute I started fulfilling myself and growing as a human being, I had sex. I ended up actually being really happy and not really needing a relationship, but also I became more attractive.
Chupa chup is full.
welcome to a very special edition of Video Memes. Today we're going to be showing Genie funny videos that I handpicked myself. I hope there's enough videos here, Genie, to make you laugh.
Power that Aramis
We've been
has.
through,
I've never seen anything
we've been
like
through a
it.
lot as of late,
If
and
she
Genie deserves
succeeds
some
in
laughter.
granting it to her
So I've
entire
scoured
army,
YouTube, looking for only the funniest content to show you.
because
There's
we're going
1,
to stop
2,
her.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 20 videos. Is it gonna be enough? Okay, try number 1.
Have you ever been walking down the street with your best bro, and while you're walking, you accidentally touch hands? You think to yourself, that was weird, but I'm not gay. You are. You are gay.
Dude, stop. You know it's funny, okay? You don't have to, like, hold back the laughter. Just let it flow through you, okay?
Cover me and I'll see what I can find out.
Flowing. That's why there's no laugh to hold back.
God damn, those are my best videos.
Oh no!
Oh no! Up the volume a little bit.
Look, no matter how much I up the volume, it's not gonna be funnier.
Here, let's do a wild card. Let's do a recommended.
When they socially interact with another, they perform all sorts of odd behaviors, much like we might do in front of a mirror to see what we look like when we do that new dance step, or when we just want to see how we look.
Okay, the bond goes like, aw, but as soon as I heard a man like going, ah, it's like,
I
I was like,
didn't
oh.
even see that one. That was, wow, that was pretty better than all the ones I found. Holy shit. It's not that great, Gene.
Oh no, it's raining.
Hey, I know. I'll use my trusty frying pan as a drying pan.
That was Rock's best line ever. 14 million views. Not good enough for me. Doesn't meet our standards.
You know what doesn't meet my standards?
What? Not bad.
You know what is funny? It's like the reality of it is actually pretty dark. Everyone's like, ah!
Oh, this isn't really funny. I just thought it was cool.
Honey, this isn't funny.
I think it's kind of funny.
Why?
There's some like girls and OnlyFans that can do that as well.
I feel like
Okay, that one doesn't count. I think I just have a sense of humor of a 12-year-old, huh? Wait, this is another one! Fine, alright, fine. She's gonna spoil it.
I think the reason why I like it is the title is "Do Not Go Gentle into America."
That's the winner right there. Okay, this is just weird to me.
I think you just got pufferfish.
Yeah, I went on like a whole pufferfish side of YouTube. I saw like 15 pufferfish videos. This one is really cool. The camera quality is so...
I kind of like it because he's like, and then the guy is like,
Yeah, he's like... Pufferfish are pretty cute. Except for the one that goes like...
that was cute too. Oh no! Oh no!
왜? 도둑? 내가 왜 도둑이야?
내 마음은 힘들었잖아.
아 뭐야? 그럼 자기도 도둑이다 뭐.
내가? 내가 왜?
지금 뒷주머니.
Naruto.
자기야. 자기야. 자기.
Oh no!
Wait, she was free the whole time?
Yeah, she was alive the whole time. Oh no!
Dude, that's wild.
That's sad.
That's crazy. I don't think I finished the whole video. I just saw the scene part and then burst out laughing and then copied the link into the Word document for this video.
That is so sad.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have enough videos.
I may be blind, but at least I'm not black.
You get it? Because he's blind. This is bad, Ginny. We're getting to like halfway through the show. We've only been filming for 10 minutes.
Did you really search all high and low?
Okay, guys, look. I know you've almost been killed 2 times in the past 24 hours, but that was the past. It's a new day, a new scene. Any questions?
Yes, can I say the N-word?
Knock yourself out.
Thanks, nigga.
Am I gonna be careful from YouTuber finding that one?
No, let's see. I mean that is the car.
Croissant.
Yeah.
Definitely like copyrighted.
Are you going to finish that croissant?
Croissant.
Can you do the ah? Call me your ah. Okay.
I love those situations.
Genie, what the hell?
First of all.
It's so cute. Look at him. Look at the way he walks.
Yeah, I feel like
Look at his smile. You can't keep his mouth closed.
I love those situations.
He doesn't even sell refrigerators. This is his house. His house is just refrigerators. That's how much he loves fridges.
his wife is like, what do you need an oven? No, woman!
That's why I need to be here.
Can you believe people like that exist?
Yes.
Did they actually get satisfaction out of drowning you out with a scream? Yes, like she looked so proud after screeching as if she had achieved anything. She achieved becoming an Oblivion NPC. Okay, so I went on a whole Oblivion, like, NPC binge.
Yeah, we made it to Central Park.
Looks like Praxis found out we're trying to shut down his complex. He sent a servitor to protect it.
End of the world and people will try to destroy us. I guess they're trying to get us to death.
Okay, that is definition of living NPC, of like walking by and you just go like, have you heard of the Dark Brotherhood? And you just keep walking.
Someone wrote that character into this world, too.
Yeah, especially his voice too.
His tone.
Oh god.
Let's check this one out.
Thank you for being polite.
About
anybody who says I love you after dinner and doesn't have dessert. That sounded fine, thank you.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, little girls ain't supposed to have to.
What the fuck are you talking about?
We're talking about babies. Yeah, babies don't usually eat candy, do they?
He's got a signal for that down
No
server.
idea what you're talking
I
about.
know where we can find Praxis.
Okay, nice to meet you. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, these are all of Louis Cody.
There's a part of me that doesn't find this that funny.
Because she has serious mental health issues.
Because I run into these people all the time in Los Angeles. I feel really bad for them because they've been homeless for so long that their brain melts. Like just the other day I was playing tennis. Dennis wins a point and this dude, like, he's behind the cage area and he just yells out like, yeah, you know, that's just exactly how those things go, you know. I'm just like,
Oblivion,
scared the fuck out of me. Yeah, he just like was like, okay, and then I went on a SpongeBob binge.
Praxis in prison. Yes.
We're all out.
They spoke through the walls of their cells, dreaming of a His research gave
This is like, who asked for salt? It's probably on the table anyways. The funniest answer to Squidward's like, no, we don't have salt here. In this restaurant that sells hamburgers and fries. No salt at all. And he's like, can you check? He's like, no. What's this?
He poisoned our water supply, burned our crops, and delivered a plague unto our houses. He did? No, but are we just gonna wait around until he does?
Dude, that's modern politics.
Yep.
SpongeBob's had of its time.
Burn my Krabby Patty.
He burnt my pie.
He burnt my shade.
Wait, you're allowed to do that?
How do you burn a shake?
Oh. He finds that funny. Okay, how about this one?
What a stupid idea. Who wants a Krabby Patty at 3 in the morning?
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
SpongeBob's really interesting. Okay, how about this one?
Funny? In a cosmic sort of way, yes. Well, Mr. Funny Man,
Is this how you get your sick kicks? What? It's just an ordinary Krabby. Oh my goodness! Squidward!
This way he just mid-sentence. Oh my goodness!
What kid understands what like Plankton just said? He's like in a cosmic sort of way.
I don't know. Okay, let's go back to my dwindling list. Oh, I think it's another SpongeBob clip.
Here you go, sir. A king-size Ultra Krabby Supreme with the works. Double batter fries. On a stick.
Thanks.
Particle head.
Pardon me?
You forgot your mayonnaise.
Thanks. Why is he such a dick?
That's why it's funny. Because it's like, he gives so little fucks. He's called the smartest Batman team ever.
Somebody in here.
Batman. No Batman. Something wrong? Nope. So the thing is, he actually is really smart though.
Yeah, don't fight him.
Because if you just ignore Batman, you're not gonna get drafted. Alex, this is old.
It's only game. Why do you have to be mad?
What nationality is he?
Somewhere in Europe.
It's only a game. It's such a weak mindset, Mr. Basketball player.
Yeah, what's the rate of technology from 12 years ago?
So is it any wonder people are afraid of technology? Technology!
Oh my god.
Yeah, that
Oh
was
my
pretty
god.
good. That's undeniable proof that people are afraid of technology. We're down to our final two.
He's scared.
Okay, this one's called Give Me the Ball, Papa.
Okay, sorry. Give me the ball.
Oh, he's doing it. He's turning it around. Close.
Papa.
Very close. Oh, people want some.
Papa. Papa, please.
Oh. Close.
Papa.
Very close. Oh, people want some.
Papa. Papa, please.
Oh.
What a dick.
I knew Genie would love it because it's cute. It's
Don't you
adorable.
think it's cute?
Damn it! The last one is just the one that Genie clicked on. Okay, let's just go on YouTube now that we've watched a bunch of those. We'll start recommending us some good ones.
When he died, I was so sad that I would never hear that voice again. His last funny little request.
Touch me.
What?
His reprimand.
Touch me harder.
Happy, please forgive me for bringing you back to life. I know now that it could never work between us. As much as we wanted to, it could never be. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
What?
What am I watching right now?
Ghost Story.
That's genuine right there, Genie.
Not because you're a rabbit,
Black.
but because you're black.
We could totally be black and a rabbit. Speed Racer is a sociopath.
I'm in the middle of a race, Trixie. Don't talk to me now. Can't you wait till it's over?
Please listen to me. Always his brother has to try to win. Please let him.
Why should I let him win? I'm out to win myself. Now sign off and don't bother me.
But Hart must win so that he can pay for the doctors and make his sister well. And besides, Hart wouldn't be hard to manage a big car factory. That would solve all their money problems. Please let him win, Speed.
It doesn't matter to me what his reasons are for wanting to win. I wouldn't be playing fair if I let him win the race on purpose.
But Speed.
I'll see you when the race is over, Trixie.
But Eloise is ill. They must have some money. Please let him win, Speed. 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 Speed.
Oh my shit.
Steven is a dick.
Oh, wow, that's actually happening.
Steven is a dick. She will literally die.
It actually inspired him to go to him faster. He's like, what? Someone's gonna die if I win? More proof Speed Racer is a sociopath.
And from now on, there'll be enough money for the doctors to make you well again.
What he wants.
I told you I had to win, Eloisa, and I did.
Uh-oh.
And now
He's not
everybody
happy.
knows I'm a better racer than Speed, and our troubles are over. We'll never have to worry about anything again.
Okay, if you see your opponent being like, yeah, I can pay for your doctors, you would get pissed off and be like, well, that's good.
Speed Racer, don't talk. Dude, YouTube just out to make him like the biggest dick in the world.
I can account for you. Look at those clouds up there. They're beautiful. And it's a perfect day for a song.
Oh, Trixie, please stop talking. I'm trying to figure something out.
Oh.
Whoa, what the
the fuck? No shit!
Aramis does not permit error, so I will not play. This is all machine game.
Barracks. Praxis is down. We're finishing up here.
Good. Without Phylax and Praxis, Aramis will grow reckless, careless. Without her counsel, she is weak. She will struggle to control.
If you knew nothing about this show and just watched YouTube clips, this man's straight up the most evil person I've ever seen.
No, I could probably watch the show and still think this guy's a psycho.
Speed Racer's problematic.
You'll have to drive the Mach 5, Trixie. Now don't be scared.
But I am.
This is no time to act like a girl, Trixie.
Okay.
Misogynistic. Sociopath.
Dude, and she was like, okay, like.
Churlish. It was the 60s.
Atrix, Acritus.
See, then use every dirty trick they know to win. You think I'm afraid? Is that what you think about me? If you do, cut it out. I'm not scared.
Sparky, Sparky was only trying to think of what might be best for you. Sparky died pretty.
Dude, is there a single clip that makes this guy actually look like a decent human being?
No, I think Speed Racer's just a horrible person.
I don't want any damn vegetables.
Todd, would you like some mixed vegetables?
Hell no.
What did you say?
I said I don't want any damn vegetables.
All right, that's it, young man. No Bible stories for you tonight.
Oh, poor Christian boy. Oh my god, I want to see how he draws such a thing.
This is what Ginny memes all the time.
What the? How about a perfect circle? Do it again. Show your process.
Well, first I draw this head, then I erased some of the more detailed features, and 1, 2, 3, a circle.
It's a circle.
It's a circle.
That's the one scene that Ginny knows about from SpongeBob.
Yeah, no, I know that one, and I don't need it.
Buddy,
Okay, Joe Biden, NPC dialogue. Let's go.
I don't even know where to begin.
And by the way, you know, I shit on the stand. And to get hot, I got hairy legs.
But that's not
that turn, that